Good afternoon and welcome to Say News File. I'm Nyakim Kwet. Gavin Miller will have a look at the latest highlights later today. What can we expect, Gavin?
Well, we've got some Olympic drama and we had a few Canadian teams play this week in the NHL, so we'll take a look at that.
We'll have a look at the weather with Phil Mihani later today. But first, here are today's top stories. Calgary Transit is facing a significant revenue shortfall that is forcing an increase in bus fare tickets. As of New Year Day, adult single pass will cost 10 cents more, adding the number to $3.60 per ticket. An adult monthly pass will move from $109 to $112. Courtney Pena, the Ward 11 City Council, said no one mentioned this during the meeting 2 weeks ago.
The current transit fare. We do need to be sensitive in listening to residents, though, that the timing, I think, just has felt a little bit off. And so, yeah, I would have been happy to ask for another freeze.
Calgary Transit says that about 87% of their total level, but now they're only seeing 45% of the ridership they did pre-pandemic. Alberta was asked if the government should pay for private clinics to reduce wait time in surgeries as COVID-19 patients fill out hospitals' capacity. On Tuesday morning, a Fred poll out suggests majority of Albertans support several healthcare reform options to reduce surgeries wait time. This poll out was commissioned by SecondStreet.org, an organization looking at how the government policy impact everyday Canadians' life.
When the pandemic emerged in Canada, we saw governments postpone hundreds of thousands of surgeries. And I think maybe that caused some Canadians to spend a bit more time looking at health reform options that could improve outcomes for patients.
71% of Albertans say yes to government paying for private clinics, while 63% believe Albertans should pay for themselves. Alberta saw another weekend with decreasing COVID-19 numbers. 788 cases have been reported with more than 20,000 tests for a positive rate of around 3.8%. There are now 8 new cases of the Omicron variant, raising the provincial total to 11. 5 new deaths have been reported in the last 72 hours. Winter has already started and the excitement for the old days can be felt in the atmosphere. One event that has certainly become a tradition for Calgarian is the annual Festival of Lights at Confederation Park Golf Course. Sylvia Naranjo has the story.
They have been doing it every year, and this is year number 35. Thousands of lights are getting set up for the annual display of the Lions Festival of Lights at Confederation Park Golf Course, which promises to be a big surprise for kids and grown-ups. After having some problems last year due to COVID-19 and $1,000 stolen on electrical extension cords, the hard work and commitment for this festival that has become a tradition for Calgarians comes back on full display with the addition this year of 7 teepees to honor Indigenous people.
It's important that we sort of recognize that it isn't just one society that actually enjoys Christmas. It goes all the way from the religious side to the secular side.
Everything starts 12 months in advance. It's a whole year's commitment. There's lots of planning, designing of new displays, and fundraising too.
There's a lot of work put into this display, especially those of the volunteers who come here just because they love the Christmas spirit and they work so hard to put all the lights on.
A lot of labor to hang, tie, cut, and arrange every single light. That is part of a thoughtful design which begins as an idea expressed first on paper. Over 100 volunteers devote their work to create and put up this major display of lights and music. They are essential for this festival to go on.
I think the biggest thing is just seeing the faces on the kids when the parents bring their kids through to give back to the community. And it's a support for the Lions.
The Lions Festival of Lights will be illuminated on the 27th of November at 6 p.m. each night from 6 till midnight, with extended hours for Christmas and New Year. For State News File, Silvia Naranjo Guarderas.
Calgarians have voted in favor of reintroducing fluoride back into the city's drinking water. State News File's Hon Jess Chu is live in the newsroom to tell us more. Jess, can you give us an update on what this means for Calgarian?
Well, Nyakum, official results reported that 62% voted to bring back fluoride, while 38% voted no. Fluoride in our city's water system will be regulated at 0.7 parts per million at an estimated cost of $30 million over the next 20 years. Research has shown fluoride strengthens tooth enamel, making it more resistant to cavities. Currently, there is between 0.1 and 0.4 parts per million of fluoride naturally in our city's drinking water. Nurses are advocating their stance on the situation.
River, we actually have fluoride that's found naturally in there, which is 0.12 milligrams per liter. And it's not considered a medicine, it's actually considered a mineral, which is cheap and has pretty big health benefits. And it's also worth remembering that the expense of adding it now can reduce many, many years of health strain on our system at very little cost.
This will be the 8th time in 70 years that Calgarians have voted on adding fluoride into the city's water system. Back to you, Nyakum.
Oral health is public health. Thanks, Jess. That was Jess Chu reporting live from the newsroom. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full focus after the break. But first, Phil Mihani has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
Want to learn more about Alberta's furry friends? What's Up with Horns and Hooves showcases Alberta's hoofed and horned wildlife like deer, moose, and mountain goats. The event is included with a paid Discovery Center admission. Is the Force with you? Test your Star Wars knowledge against your peers during a SATSA-sponsored trivia event. If the holidays stress you out, give SATSA's De-Stress Miss a try. Paint Christmas ornaments and enjoy a Christmas movie while sipping on free hot chocolate at the Gateway. Keep the kids busy while you do your Christmas shopping. A 90-minute craft shop where kids make their own felt wreaths gives you a little peace during a hectic time of the year. And Alberta Ballet performs a holiday classic with The Nutcracker. Live for the month of December, they made changes to Act 2 to make it more inclusive to Albertans. Tickets are available at albertaballet.com.
Man, I just love this time of year. Lots of traditions, especially with the Nutcracker Ballet. Maybe you want to go out and see it. It does seem like it's going to get a little cold over the prairies. Now, as we take a look, Vancouver is under rain right now and is 4 degrees. And as I mentioned, there is a low pressure system over the northern part of the prairies, which is forcing Edmonton, Regina, and Winnipeg to all feel these minus temperatures and also a heavy wind chill. Now, as we move further out, Toronto and Montreal sitting at -3, -5. You know, that's about average temperature. And then as we move into the Maritimes, St. John's with a high of 12, but a lot of rain. Now I'll send you over to the resorts, which also features a lot of rain.
It is wet in Palm Springs today with rain coming down at 22 degrees. Barbados is the warm spot at 30, but it sees cloudy skies. Cancun's beaches are sunny today at 29. Stay off the water in Honolulu as thunderstorms are rolling through. There's magic in Orlando with sun and a high of 27. And Las Vegas is the cold spot today at 16.
And in Calgary today, it's -7 right now and cloudy with the winds coming out of the northeast at 20 kilometers per hour. Of course, those winds will force the cloud out and bring the sun out to help warm it up as we get to about -1 this afternoon. Now, as we take a look at the province, Fort McMurray sitting at -16 and Edmonton and Red Deer also in the minuses. That's because of that low pressure system bringing that winter air down. That low pressure system also with the wind chill making it very difficult, so you better dress warm because you don't want frostbite. As we move further down into the province, obviously Lethbridge is the high at +2 right now, and Calgary we see in -1, and a good ski weather in Banff. Now as we take a look at the 5-day forecast, tonight it's going to be -5 and cloudy. Tomorrow we will see some flurries at 2 degrees, and then as we move into the weekend, it's going to get beautiful, so it might be a good time to get outside and do some fun Christmas activities. Gavin will have more on the latest Olympic drama in sports.
When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're not just donating a coat, you're donating another warm night for someone that needs it. When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're giving someone hope. So why wait? Give hope today.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT Newsfile. Gavin Miller joins now for a look at the latest highlights. What can we expect in sport world now, Gavin?
Yeah, we've got some great Pascal Siakam highlights from this weekend, and it may be the middle of winter, but we actually have a beach volleyball story as well.
That's amazing. Take it away.
The Chinese government has accused the United States of having poor Olympic spirit following an American diplomat boycott of Beijing's Winter Games. The United States President Joe Biden has been critical of the Chinese government, most recently deciding not to send officials to the country's Olympic Games over human rights concerns. During a briefing with reporters, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian claimed the U.S. is attempting to interfere with the Beijing Winter Olympics out of ideological prejudice. Zhao called on the U.S. to stop politicizing sports, with the Chinese embassy claiming that the boycott is nothing more than political posturing. The 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics begin February 4th, 2022, with competitors representing the U.S. in most events. Analytics data predicts Canada will finish 5th in the Winter Olympics with 23 medals. A California-based company called Gracenote supplies statistical analysis to sports leagues around the world and released projections for February's Winter Olympics in Beijing. Norway is predicted to come out on top with 45 medals, including 22 gold, followed by Russia, Germany, and the United States. Pascal Siakam scored 31 points in last night's win over the Washington Wizards at home. It was a heated effort by the Raptors, who led by as many as 25 points through the game and beat the Wizards for the 11th time in 13 meetings. Raptors coach Nick Nurse praised the team for their defensive efforts during the game after the Wizards made only 5 of 22 shots in the first quarter. Washington recovered from the tough first quarter, but it didn't stop the Raptors from securing the win. Siakam, Chris Boucher, and Scotty Barnes led the Canadian team in scoring to beat the Wizards 102-90. The Vancouver Canucks bagged the win against the Los Angeles Kings last night, following a lights-out performance by Thatcher Demko. It was the first time LA Kings defenseman Alex Edler has returned to Vancouver since signing with Los Angeles in July. The 35-year-old from Sweden played 15 seasons with the Canucks and was recognized with a video tribute early in the first period. Demko earned his first shutout of the season and second of his career in the 4-0 victory, which came less than 24 hours after the team fired their general manager and more front office staff members, along with their head coach and assistant coach. The 2022 Stampede Open Pro Beach Volleyball event will be hosted at the Deerfoot Inn and Casino this year. 24 men and 24 women will compete in the Stampede Open to split $40,000 in prize money between the winning team. We'll see competitors from Calgary, the United States, and Brazil at the event, with organizers hoping the event leads to bigger things in Canada. Deerfoot Inn and Casino's Director of Sporting Events, Michael Sagan, said that sand will be trucked in for the entire lot to be converted into a volleyball event center. There are plans to have seating for up to 1,500 people, with a kids zone and beer gardens available. And that's a look at sports.
Well, that's Newsfile updates. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will have a good Christmas, everyone. There's no fun. We are over time.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess I'll never get to see it.